Hello, MASL soccer fans. It's a cold and snowy night in Baltimore, Maryland, but it's a hot rivalry in the CQ Arena tonight as the Baltimore Blast square off against the Harrisburg Heat. I'm Paul Mittermeier alongside Lee Tashantaret, and we'll hear from Andrew Primrose in just a moment as these two teams square off here in Baltimore. Lee, the Blast coming off of a spirited, hard-fought win in Toronto. They took a bunch of rookies, were missing about 6 or 7 of their players in Toronto, and found a way to win in overtime to get a victory to build some momentum to come back here to Baltimore.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think it's a bit of a smart move by Danny. You want to get your young players some minutes. Obviously, they've got to make sure they have depth, and I thought that was a smart thing to do.
You know a lot about this rivalry. You've played for both teams. You know how heated it is. What do we expect to see tonight on a small field with two physical teams? It should be great action tonight.
Yeah, I think this is a rivalry game, so you can throw talent level out the window, and a lot of times this just comes down to work rate and heart and, you know, just guts and determination, because neither of these teams are going to want to lose to the other one. So
it's an amazing list of players that have played for both sides. You, Danny Kelly, David Bascom, who are on the Blast bench, and let's go down to Andrew Primrose, who talks about the newest transition in this rivalry as both Pat and Kevin Healy on the other side, Andrew.
Well, absolutely, Paul, and it's big changes in the offseason for the Blast, as on it was August 16th of this year, August 16th, 2018. The Blast sent out a press release, a letter from Ed Hale announcing that Kevin Healy had retired from the Baltimore Blast. The defender, after winning 3 state championships, hung up his indoor soccer shoes and moved to Harrisburg to be the new head coach and general manager of the Harrisburg Heat, joining Carl Delmont there in Harrisburg. And of course, that was big news, but the even bigger news reverberated the next week on the 23rd of August when Kevin Healy stepped down as the Baltimore Blast general manager to follow his son up to Harrisburg and move up to become the president of the Harrisburg Heat. So both of them over there now with the Harrisburg sidelines. We saw them wearing blue today coming into the field, and interesting to see that now as two mainstays of the Blast dominance, Kevin Healy and Pat Healy, now wearing Harrisburg Heat colors.
All right, Lee, let's talk about this for a second, and I want to get a player's perspective. Heat start at 1-4. They're trying to find their way. Blaster at 4-2. You've experienced this, and even with Danny Kelly, when he transitioned from player to coach, biggest challenges of somebody new doing that and having it's a difficult thing, right, to go from a player to being the coach, because it's two different worlds, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going from letting your feet kind of do the talking for you and organizing on the field as a player to now being on the bench and relying on others to organize. And now you have to convey what you want. As a coach, you have to convey that in practice and from the bench, and not as a player from the field, which is absolutely 100% different.
Biggest challenges for you personally when you stepped onto the other side and all of a sudden we're kicking the ball around and we weren't dictating things, but we're watching and trying to teach and coach. What's the biggest challenge?
2 challenges. One, you have to be able to convey your knowledge. So being smart and understanding the tactical end of it isn't enough. You have to be able to explain it in a way that your team is going to understand it and be able to perform. And then second, and maybe as important, especially at the professional level, is you have to be a leader of men. You have to have the team believe in what you're doing. They have to buy into it, and they have to want to play for you.
Challenge tonight for the Harrisburg Heat, the first time this year on the small field. We have some familiar faces as well. Nelson Santana, who was here in Baltimore last year in the starting lineup for the Heat. Dylan Hundelt, also Dominic Francis. Ricky Cavello, we know him better as Ricardinho, also in that starting lineup, and Danny DePrima as well. For the Blast, Josh Hughes, Adriano Dos Santos, and a very calm Adriano Dos Santos this year, actually talking to officials, not yelling at them. Interesting, right?
Still freaking me out.
It happens with age. You just don't have the energy to yell at the refs. So you have to choose your battles.
He's going to get one. We're gonna see one more Adriano. He's not going to. He's not completely gone.
Yeah, but you have to pick and choose as you get older.
There we go. Right.
Mike Diesel also on the field for the Blast to start things. Vinny Dantas and Tony Donatelli. Tony Donatelli, a big story, Lee. He's back in the lineup for the first time. He missed the last 2 games. It's a huge addition for the Blast tonight.
The Blast are a completely different team when Tony's not playing. He's He's by far the leader of this team, both on and off the pitch.
Blast have it. Hughes, they say play on. Dantas with a shot. That's a save. And our first save of the night for Perea for Harrisburg. He distributes it all the way down the field. We'll take a look at the goalkeepers in a second. Blast try to clear. DePrima wins it. Plays it back. Quick shot blocked in front by Dos Santos. And Blast control once again. Good outlet by Donatelli. Diesel. Far side, here comes Dos Santos on that far side, and he settles it back for Donatelli. Our goalkeepers tonight, we mentioned already for Harrisburg, Matt Perella. 2 games played, 0-2, 8 goals against on the season, 5.73 goals against, and a .652 save percentage. And for the Blast, William Vanzella, 6 games played, 4-2 on the season. And William with 25 goals against, 4.14 goals against average, and a .731 save percentage. And Lee, that's just an outrageous goals against average of 4.
No, especially in a facility where they're shooting pretty much once they cross midfield.
Ball kicked into the crowd by Harrisburg, so we'll get a goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella. And I guess we say this every game, goalkeeper advantage to the Blast, as William, one of the best keepers in all of soccer.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Harrisburg is going to press Baltimore high or if they're going to sit back. And it honestly looks like they're going to put some pressure on them. So they're going to go after their defense and see if the Blast can work the ball out.
There's Nascimento, ball taken away, nice steal there. Morgan can't control, it's forced back into the Harrisburg end. The Heat play it into the Blast side and off the boards into the hands of Vanzella. Quick outlet, chance for Mello off the toe and into the hands of Perella for Harrisburg.
I would like to see a little bit more of that, the quick transition down the field. With such a small field, if a team gets organized, it's difficult to break them down. So can you get into your transition quickly and get a little bit more room to work?
Drive by David Meller from the midfield goes into the crowd. So we'll get another goal distribution for Vanzella. I guess an advantage for Pat Healy is he knows the Blast pretty well, knows their weaknesses, knows their strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's played under Danny for a long time, so he likes Danny. He understands Danny's philosophy and how they like to play. He's also understands this arena, so he's, I don't know if it's an advantage, but it's definitely going to help them out.
Juan Pereira with his first touch of the game. One of the new faces as well, Kalu Kita, onto the field for the Blast for the first time tonight here at home. Quick turn and shot is saved. John Orlando with the shot that time. And Lee, John Orlando's been giving the Blast some good minutes up front.
Yeah, he's got an extremely quick first step. He's creative on the ball. Thing with John is going to be, his transition defensively.
William S.K. fouled by the Blast. Free kick here, Nelson Santana will preside for the Heat. Drive is blocked away by Dos Santos, and Perella has to be aware to come up. Good steal by Hughes. Here come the Blast. Dos Santos in the midfield. Just underway, 2 minutes in. Here's Dantas now. Squares up against Santana. Quick shot. Goes through. Dos Santos can't get a quick shot off. Drive off the glass high. Good drive, well meant by Kita. And now it got a lot brighter in here.
Somebody opened the shades. The lights came on.
I kind of like that, actually. You could actually see. It's a little dark here tonight at the arena.
I think they're trying to figure out the lights as we speak.
I think somebody left the dimmer switch down and kids playing with it.
Quick shot. That's saved. Kicked off the line. It's like Christmas Vacation when the Griswolds go turn the light switch on in the basement.
So right now you can see that the Heat is a little disorganized defensively. I would really like to see the Blast stretch them and have the Blast forwards take a little bit more advantage of the defensive end of the Heat.
50-50 ball won by Raley in the corner. Good pressure though by the Heat, keeps it alive. And foul called here on the Heat. I believe the foul was on Vieja. It'll be a free kick for the Blast. Here's Thomas. Good steal here by Morgan in front. Kicked away. Shot, goal! David Meller from just inside the yellow line gives the Harrisburg Heat the early lead.
Yeah, the Heat did a really good job of pressing in the offensive end there, and the Blast did not read the situation well. They had, I think it was Hoxie down the boards, and they're trying to work the ball out. It's a simple giveaway.
I mean, William was in pretty good position. That's a great finish just inside the post there for Meller.
Yeah, William did well to come out and make the first save, and then that was a great rebound shot.
So Meller with the goal, 4:03 the time of the goal, and the Heat have an early lead. Donatelli turns, that's blocked, and cleared. Nascimento there for the Blast. Blast will regroup through Vanzella.
That's the ball I would like to see. Since the Heat is going to stretch and press high, that ball to the forward and then runs off of Hoxie.
Nascimento ran Santana into the boards. Nelson needs a second. Here's the replay. Got into him. It was actually Oliveira that fouled him and not Nascimento. Looks like Nelson's going to be okay.
I think he's kind of selling that one for a card next time.
Veteran move, right?
I think so.
Pat asked if that's not boarding, what is?
Shot wide by Oliveira. Ball off the boards around Dos Santos. Now the Blast steal it back. Dos Santos just clears it into the Harrisburg end. Smart play there. It's amazing a mistake in the midfield can really become a disaster here in this arena.
Yeah, it's really, the size of this facility, everything is an immediate breakaway.
Header by Dos Santos is run down by Vanzella.
So you talked about whether Pat's knowledge of the arena and playing here as he coaches now for the opposing team. You're already starting to see him do something different with the goalkeeper distributions that we've not seen an opposing goalie do before. His long distributions very high in the air to get the player to settle down underneath of it. He's doing very high distributions down the other side of the field.
Mistake here by Santana, 3 lines. That's the one thing, with the new rule and the ability to throw the ball distributed all the way down the field. The one thing that happens when you do that, even if you win it or not, you relieve the pressure and you have no chance of a steal and a counter. Quick restart. Oh, that one just wide off the foot of Hoxie. Couldn't quite get that on target. Dos Santos stands Morgan up. Morgan goes down. Referee says play on. Heat are not happy right now.
Why are they not stopping? They have the ball.
Morgan's still down. And now they stop the ball with the Blast in possession.
So, Paul, what do you think? With the Heat pressing really high and the movement of the Blast and the Heat being a little inexperienced, if they're going to press high, we might as well take advantage of this rule and have William play the ball into the target and then see if the Heat can react in transition.
Absolutely. Right.
Because they've been a little bit disorganized already defensively, and when you got a trail behind you, that's when organization and experience come into play.
Not just the long distributions, Lee, but how about the stretch passes that we've seen Jonathan Mello make before through into open space and allow your teammates to run into open space and make plays?
Absolutely.
Dos Santos with some space. Nice touch. Hughes, save, and it goes to the corner. Good win in the corner by Thompson. Out come the Heat. Morgan loses the handle. Hughes keeps it alive. Foul called on Santana. Adriano with some words.
For his own team.
Cemento for Mello on the far side.
I think the Heat just needs to settle down here. I mean, the Blast needs to settle down here a little bit. They've had 4 or 5 really good opportunities that just haven't fallen their way yet.
Well, a couple things coming into this game. Lee, one, Blast in second place in the Eastern Conference, Utica City with the lead at 6-2, so they're not used to looking up at the standings. And now that we're 6 minutes into this game, the Blast down, not used to looking up at the scoreboard and being down at this arena as well.
Yep, it sometimes just tests your character a little bit.
Orlando back for Mello. Raley far side for Orlando. Picked up by Santana. Good feed in front. Shot and a goal! Jamie Thomas with the finish, and we're tied at 1.
What a great ball. Once again, this is where I think they can take advantage of this Heat team. You can tell they're not as organized offensively as they should be. That was a simple pass back post. You know, he's got to be marked up there. He basically just left his mark. He's wide open.
It just looked like they got caught ball watching.
Yep, that's why I would like to see them stretch the Heat and get the ball to the forwards and make runs off the forwards.
Good finish by Thomas to put it up under the bar. 1-1 game. David Meller into the Blast side. Dantas back on the floor. Kicks it away. Puts it onto the foot of Olivero. Back to Dantas. Then he turns, shoots, blocked. Good D there by the Heat.
That was going in if he didn't block it.
I tell you, what a quick release by Vinny there.
So Santos goes down 2-on-1. Great recovery by the Blast.
Yeah, it looked like the turf monster got him there.
Dantas can't handle it, and foul here on Olivero. Oh, they're going to say foul on the Heat. Yeah, gets called for the foul. Thought that could have went either way.
Don't you think this should be advantage Vinny? He's got an inexperienced defender on him. They've got to try to get him the ball. Here we go. We've got to try to get him the ball, and he's got to do a little bit better with it.
Well, I think don't you have to settle there, Lee?
Yes.
Dos Santos in front. Dantas a drive, that's wide. And Vieja runs it down on the far side. Dos Santos with some pressure. Blast will continue to put the heat on.
Good job, Paul.
Outlet. And Pereira runs it down to the Blast end. Hoxie steps in front, turns it over, shot and a goal! Andrew Hoxie with a nifty move, and the Blast have their first lead of the game.
Absolutely, so quick transition to your forward, taking advantage of a little disorganization in the back. I think if the Blast just calm down a little bit and move the ball a little bit quicker, they're going to open this one up quickly.
Timeout on the floor, 6:51 left here in the first quarter. Blast lead at 2-1 back after the break. You're watching MASL Soccer on MASL.TV.
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion and strength of a name and the security of the cross and shield, obstacles become openings. As we have for more than 75 years, we'll continue to light the way, using our knowledge to create new healthcare solutions, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Welcome back to CQ Arena. Blast lead at 2-1 over the Heat. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. Actually caught some of Soccer Sam's show this morning. He was in rare form this morning, talking about the league. Great show, check it out. Not only you can check it out on iHeartRadio as well, but usually he posts up on Facebook. You can catch it there too, and the video on that as well.
I was on the soccer field this morning, freezing, so.
So win or lose?
We won.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always good to get a win.
They're little guys. It's a little different.
Ball played by Harrisburg into the Blast corner. Jeremy Raley runs it down for the Blast. Good pressure steal. And shot wide. Eske with a nice steal there for Harrisburg.
Paul, you talked about the Kick This and Soccer Sam. You mentioned him. How great is it to see Rochester on the field again? back after a
Absolutely.
couple years playing in the MASL too and playing against the Waza Flow. I mean, what does that say about the health of the league that you got two franchises like that playing a game in what amounts to a training league for this this large league? That's great stuff to see.
Quick shot just wide by Orlando. Dangerous play there. Bad read by Perella that time, and almost cost him. Steal by the Heat, but taken right back. Nascimento taken down to the ground. Keeps it alive, though.
Baltimore can't fall into this trap. Why would you dribble when you have an inexperienced defensive team? When you dribble, it kind of
Helps them.
Yeah, it helps them. They're just trying to press you. Move the ball, make them move, make them organize themselves. When we dribble, it helps them.
Well, Lee, it's the equivalent to a basketball game. You know, it's easier to move the ball by passing it in quicker than it is to dribble the ball.
Yep.
Ball goes through Donatelli on the other side.
And this is where they need to take advantage. We have to be quicker in transition here.
Dantas. Olivero. Back for Donatelli now.
That was a mistake by the Blast, as they could have taken advantage of a substitution there, got an extra attacker, but poor communication with the bench cost them that chance. And that's how they actually scored on Hoxie's goal. They took advantage of the substitution on the other side of the bench. Missed it this time.
Dantas moves it through the double team. Here's Kita. Oh, he's passed Donatelli with the header into the
That's
box.
a handball.
Possible handball not called. Kita heads it down to the midfield.
So what has that been, 3 or 4 times now? Oh, big mistake here. 3 or 4 times now, the Blast has caught them back post, nobody marking one of their players.
Here we go, chance for a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Kita now has it. Quick shots, that's off the glass, wide, and cleared.
Kita's first touch let him down there. He needed to take it inside to give him a better angle.
Another opportunity shot save. A little quick touch there. As Kita turned quickly, but that time Perella was up to the challenge.
Another high distribution in the same point.
Saved by Vanzella. And the shot by Morgan. That's a good strategy. Just play it into the corner and win the 50-50 ball.
They have the bodies for it, so they have some big targets that they're going to play the ball into and hold it up and try to get some runners off. Only problem is their spacing isn't very good, so the runners are a little too far away.
3-line violation on the Blast.
Unforced error there, as he was about a half a step away from being across the line, just not mindful of it.
Chance here to Prima. Morgan a drive. Mello cleans that up. A little bit too far for Hoxie. Harrisburg able to recover.
Hoxie misread that one. That was an opportunity for a 2-on-1. He was looking at the ball, not the defender. The defender was backing up.
Ball played through to the corner. Dos Santos beats Morgan to the spot. Harrisburg, though, wins it momentarily. Mello takes it away. Quick chance for a 2-on-1. Mello down the wing. Mello off the boards in front, shot! And it just goes wide off the foot of Thomas.
Another great opportunity in transition.
Oh.
You gotta get a shot off on target there.
Little too hardly off the boards that time. And this is Morgan down. No foul called here. Morgan stays down, and they're going to need a trainer. It looks like it's a leg issue. That's what William Vanzella is signaling.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think Jonathan was going to go off the boards there. I thought he was going to just cut it right back so he could tap it in, but he tried to hit the pass off the boards.
The injury to Morgan gives us a chance to tell you about Miter. The Blast would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. How important is the ball, Lee? Did you have like a favorite ball or a ball you hated?
Yeah, over the years I couldn't stand the Kelmy ball, and yeah, there were some balls that were just really heavy and cumbersome. But I mean, you get used to it. But obviously, just like an outdoor, I always like the Tango the best as an outdoor ball. So there's some balls that I like more than others.
Looks like Morgan is going to be okay. physical game so far, Lee, and they're letting them play.
Yeah, when you look at this Harrisburg team, there's some big boys out here. So I think that's kind of part of their strategy. They've been trying to high press and use some energy and use their size. Once again, that's why I think the Blast need to move the ball. Don't let these big bodies and their energy pick the ball for a transition goal.
Blast with the restart. Pressure. Steal. Oh, Diesel with a nice play there. I thought Harrisburg was going to have a chance, but Diesel stepped in.
Yeah, they got a little bit lucky. Dane and Diesel were in the same exact position.
Orlando. Touch for Diesel. Cross through the mouth of the crease. Pereira keeps it alive.
This is where I would like to. Why back off there? Inexperienced team.
Ooh.
Press them.
Close to a 3-line violation there.
Wow. I thought it was.
Orlando with the back heel nearly stolen away. That's a risky play there in the midfield, right, Lee?
Yeah, I can see David Bascom. He's a little animated back there. It's just silly. You don't need to do that.
Good steal by Diesel. Orlando and Diesel exchange passes along the boards. Oh, break here and a nice defensive play by David Meller. Meller, the goal scorer for the Heat.
Juwan was off to the races all by himself on the far side. If the ball could have gotten through.
Yeah, he was making a nice little diagonal run to the back post there.
Pereira for Hughes. Dos Santos with the drive that goes up and over the bar. Goalkeeper distribution for Perella.
I'm waiting for the Blast to settle down here a little bit, Paul.
Yeah, they've been a little amped up here.
Yeah, passes are not very sharp. Their movement is a little bit slow.
Oh, foul, clear foul by Thompson there. Plus they're playing together. I mean, last game, the 5 guys out of the lineup. We haven't seen Dantas for extended shifts. We've seen him a little bit here in the first quarter. No Elton tonight due to injury. Some new faces. Donatelli back in the lineup for the first time. Sometimes it takes some time to get back into the rhythm.
Yeah, but we're almost a quarter in here. Everybody should be into groove.
Rayleigh through Meller. Perella with a nice play there at the corner of the box. Again, doesn't matter where your body is, it's where the ball is in relationship to the box.
His feet were out of the box, and he was holding the ball in front of him. So.
Yep, Meller or Perella clearly had the ball inside the box there when he made the play. Good ball, shot, and a goal! Great read that time, and Escobar scores for the Heat, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, Tony got caught sleeping there a little bit. There actually wasn't very good movement from the Heat, and then all of a sudden he kind of just turned his back and he stepped in front of him. Just got caught sleeping a little bit.
Julian Escobar, assist number 14, Tom Malone. Time of the goal, 13.
Tom Meller gets the assist there.
Escobar from Malone. We're tied at 2.
Time of the goal, 13:59, and we're all square at 2.
1 minute remaining in the quarter.
I'm pretty sure that Danny is
not pleased.
Not going to be very happy. Not at the score, because it is what it is sometimes, but just at the level of play right now. The execution from the boys on both ends has not been very sharp.
Long distributions headed away. Hoxie, 50-50 ball won by the Heat. Chance for the Heat with 25 left. Manzella comes to play. Dumped in the corner. Kita digs it out. Heat steal. SK into the corner. 12 seconds left. Kick back out. Long drive into the netting above the goal. Distribution for the Blast with 9 seconds left in the first quarter.
See if they can get a quick opportunity here with the long throw.
5 seconds, cleared all the way down. 2 seconds, 1 second, that'll do it. So all square after 1 here in Baltimore. Blast 2 and the Heat 2. Heat with the first goal. Blast get 2 to take the lead, and a big goal by the Heat to end the quarter to even the score at 2. We'll come back after the break Second quarter action on the way, 2-2 here in Baltimore on MASL TV.
No, 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 no.
Jack, can I talk to you? I think you need one of these. You're acting like a kid.
Yes, yes, yes.
Have a blast and score big at Antwerpen Automotive. Jack is saying yes to every deal on all new and pre-owned vehicles. Plus discounts up to $15,000 and no payments for 3 months. Now at all 10 Antwerpen locations.
Jack says yes.
The story is changing. The words ever evolving. Bolder, braver. We are architects of opportunity, and what we're building is more than buildings. It's pride. College is capable of being more, and every day we're proving it. Welcome to the new TU.
Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast and Heat tied at 2. You're watching Blast Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. Earlier today, the Wave beat the Ambush 7-1 in MASL action. Later tonight, in about a half hour, the Tropics and the Seawolves down in Florida, and the Stars and Fury at 7:05 p.m. later tonight. Initial thoughts on that first quarter, Lee?
Sloppy. I think sloppy on both ends. Sloppy on the defensive end, following your runners, taking care of the ball. And then offensively, just not taking their opportunities when they have them and giving away a lot of balls, simple passes.
A lot of young faces on the Blast. They've dealt with some injuries early on. They've dealt with some personnel issues as well. And, you talk about being a coach. Sometimes it takes a while to integrate and to have the young players understand the game.
Yeah, listen, I've been at practice over the years with Danny and obviously played with him. He's meticulous about the way that he wants them to play and the standard that they're supposed to, that they're held to. So I'm sure he's not happy because although they're young players and they maybe don't have a lot of minutes, they're held to a certain standard every day in practice, and he expects that to come out in this game. Listen, you're a professional.
Big challenge too is taking those concepts from practice and doing that in a game situation.
Yep, it's completely different. You can never replicate a game situation in practice.
First quarter stats, Harrisburg out shooting the Blast 5-4. 1 block each for both teams and 4-3 fouls. 4 fouls for the Heat, 3 for the Blast. 2 saves for William Vanzella, 1 for Perella for the Heats. Underway, Blast have it. Harrisburg side, and now play it back to the defense. Jeremy Raley settles. Marked by Cavello. Quick chip is stolen away. Good chance here. Quick back heel is saved. Meller with a nice touch there.
Not a very good throw from William. They had a 2-on-1 going the other way, and they didn't take advantage of it.
Santana goes down. Now 2 minutes is called on Pereira.
Definitely a foul. I'm not sure about 2 minutes. Obviously, he rode Santana off the ball, but I don't think that I saw an elbow.
The replay. He put the body into him.
He put the body into him, but he didn't put an elbow into him. I think he thought he was going to elbow him, so he pulled the card early.
I think we've seen a lot more that wasn't even called a foul early in the game.
I think the one against the boards was worse than that. So
here we go, 2 minutes. Power play for the Harrisburg Heat. And let's talk about this for a second, Lee, because the Heat come in 38%, which isn't great on the season, but the Blast penalty kill, just 50% on the season. They've given up 4 power play goals and 8 opportunities.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of the man down for the Blast. I think over the past few years they've been number 1 or number 2 in the league, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's one of the staples of a really experienced team, and right now they have 4 experienced players out there, so there's no reason that they shouldn't have a good chance to defend this for 2 minutes.
30 seconds in, a steal by the Blast. Donatelli plays it down the floor to an open corner.
I like this. There you go. So press an inexperienced team, make them waste 10, 15 seconds bringing the ball out of the back.
Well, that's the challenge killing penalties in this arena, is there's really nowhere to go to rag time.
Yeah, that's true.
Shot off the post. Good chance there by Tom Meller. Break for the Blast. Here's David, his brother. Cavello. Chip to the corner. Santana looks off the boards. Goes down. 2 players for the Blast go down. Foul called on Santana with 46 seconds left in the penalty, so it'll be a free kick for the Blast here.
Smart play from Nelson, because if he doesn't foul there, it's a 2-on-1 going the other way.
The Blast wanted a card.
Dos Santos to the corner.
That to me is unacceptable. You just had the ball and you gave it back to the other team and you
in
wasted
4 seconds.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous.
That's the point here in this arena. You really can't do that.
In any arena you can't. You have a play, you get a forward up there, you post them up there, you waste a good 30 seconds or so.
Drive by Santana off the glass above the crossbar. Heat racing to their own end to retrieve it. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. David Meller into the Blast. Third. That's kicked away. Good header for Morgan. Plays to the corner. Dos Santos runs off Santana.
Penalties killed.
It. Pereira back on the floor. Bad pass by Santana. Pereira goes down.
Absolutely.
2 minutes here, and this could be a shootout.
Great. What a momentum changer that is, right? The Heat was on a power play. Not only did they not execute, but then as time expires, they give up a 2-minute power play.
Not only that, Pereira is shaken up as well. Let's take a look at the replay. Melo starts this with a nice header, and then a nice job by Donatello to keep it alive. And then it's just a mistake here by Santana. Not enough pace on the header, and then Pereira has no choice but to come out and try to make a play.
Yeah, I think Pereira's fine. I think it was one of those, I hope not to get worse than a 2-minute injury.
Right. Well, there you go. It's going to be a free kick. This will be a restart for the Blast. No shootout, so they'll restart here in the Harrisburg side to start the power play.
Blast don't seem to be arguing it, so.
Well, you know what? The forward's momentum was going into the boards. It's not as if the keeper actually saw him because he was coming from his blind side. So honestly, I don't think it's a shootout.
Yeah, the other thing too, I think there was a defender tracking back as well behind. So that I think also played a factor in that decision. But here, let's talk about the Blast power play, because the Blast, like the penalty kill, has not been up to Blast standards, just 33% on the season. 4 of 12 on the power play, and they've given up a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, once again, I don't know what to say. Very uncharacteristic, right? So over the years here, once again, number 1, number 2 in the league in power play goals. I guess they're having just having some difficulty connecting so far this season.
Harrisburg so far just has faced only 4 power plays. They've killed 3 of them, so pretty good 75% on the penalty kill. Challenge here, though, on the restart. We'll have a 2-man wall here, and the Blast a good opportunity right off the bat on the power play off this restart.
Yep, they'll have a quick overload. It's just going to be a matter of execution.
Oh, 1-man wall. Wow.
Well, it's a 2-man wall. It's just a staggered wall.
Quick shot and a goal. You can stagger it all you want. You can't put one guy in front of Vinny Dantas.
No, you know what it is. Honestly, that's the goalkeeper's fault. So the wall, it's actually a 2-man wall. What they do is you drop one player off the wall. He's still in line. That's the goalkeeper's side. If he's going to have the ball to the left, he's got to take the ball to the right.
Let's see if we get a replay here and can draw it up.
That's just a staggered wall. This is back post. That's the
there you go.
keeper's
It doesn't matter, right?
responsibility.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The keeper was actually behind the wall.
I think I just saw Pat take a pen out and scratch that one off the play sheet from now on.
No, the wall, everything was set well. The goalkeeper's just he can't stand behind the defender.
Great. Well, and also great finish by Dantas.
Absolutely. I mean, that's side netting. Good power. All right, let's see if this energizes them and they kind of wake up a little bit here.
And that's a mistake. Restart opportunity here for Harrisburg. And you nailed it right on the head, Lee. What a change of momentum. You go from power play where you don't capitalize to penalty kill where you give up a goal right away off of the first set piece. Wow.
Let's see how they respond here. This in turn is not very good. You just score and then you make a mistake and it's a free kick from the top of the arc.
Every time the Blast line up for this restart, they pretend like they don't know where to line up. It's amazing.
Quick touch, good block. Really right there on the play, and this will be a corner here for Harrisburg.
Great block.
Good hustle by Riley to get down there and get a foot in.
Not very imaginative there. They kind of just played it down, and our defender is right there.
Well, here's Santana now on the corner. Tries to touch to the box. That's blocked away, and he just blasts one into the defense. Pereira in the corner, hounded by Santana. Quick turn and a clear to alleviate the pressure.
There you go.
Blast a chance to change. Good win. It's a nice job by Cavello there to play the target and win the ball.
Yeah, but once again, we've been a little bit slow. Cavello is behind our defender and then pops in front of Rayleigh to win the ball, right?
Yeah.
So we seem to be a step slow tonight.
Cavello off the boards. Hughes steps in. Nice play there defensively. Thompson runs it down. Chance for Ty Hall, who's on the field for one of the few times tonight. He kicks it up into the crowd.
Catania got very lucky there because his runner ran through the box and he didn't keep a body on him. If that ball goes off the boards to him, it's another tap in.
Manzella's distribution goes past Hoxie. Cavello taken down, foul called here. Kita with the foul this time. Cavello directing traffic. David Meller. Blast pressure with Hoxie. Escobar goes down, no call. Donatelli wins the ball. Thomas pushed off. Now Morgan goes around Dos Santos. Here's Hall working on Kita. Double team from Dos Santos comes. Good work by Hall down the boards. Manzella cuts it off. And finally, Dos Santos clears. Tell you what, Adriano does a lot of the dirty work, doesn't he?
He is. He's a strong defender. Gets his body in there.
Telia drive, that's parried away. And Adriano will play it back. Lee, you're pretty familiar with that, right? You've been known to go into a corner or two, right?
I used to love the corners.
I don't think everybody else loved you in there.
Yeah. I was just small, so I could, I could kind of wiggle through them.
What's the key, Lee? What's the key? What's the key to being successful? Just using your body, kind of the intricacies of understanding the corners?
Yeah, you got to use your body well, but you got to, looking over your shoulder and looking at the angle that the defender is coming off and then using that to your advantage. So you could spin them one way or another, but you got to have an idea where they're pressing from. And I think, that's kind of one of the things I felt comfortable with.
Do you think that's kind of an art that's kind of being lost in the game a little bit?
Both indoor and outdoor, having a true number 9, a target up top who can receive the ball with his back to the goal, lay the ball off, or spin. Everybody wants to be a midfielder nowadays, and a lot of short passes. No one really wants to work with their back against the goal.
Here's Diesel for Mello. Blast lead by a goal with a little over 9 minutes to play here, second quarter. Pressure on Vanzella. He beats that. Rayleigh, good touch.
This has been their best spell so far, the Blast here. They're moving the ball quickly, sharp passing, moving the heat around a little bit. I'd like to see them a little bit more forward movement, though.
Fresh legs on the floor. Now Cemento on. Rayleigh plays it. Here's Orlando. John wins it. Runs through as Pereira plays.
This is a good spell. See, they're getting a little time on the ball now.
Orlando working on Santana. Santana stands him up.
Yeah, I think Nelson saw that one before Orlando made the move.
Pereira pressured by Hundelts. Manzella with a good clear. Rayleigh, good touch for Hughes. Oh, nice read by Morgan. Hughes tried to let it come to him, Morgan able to step in and steal. Right back, though, as the Blast step in. Nice play by Hughes to recover and win the ball back.
Yeah, but that sums up the first half so far. Raley has a wide open pass down the lane, and he underhits it. Just off a little bit.
Chance for the Heat. Leia cuts it back. Raley blocks it. Still loose. Shot through and to the other side. Thompson now. Really our first kind of good semblance of play on both sides here.
No, I mean, I think the last 4 or 5 minutes for the Blast has been pretty good.
Meller's drive was chipped up high. Good distribution here for Dantas. Tough bounce off the boards, but he settles. Double team comes. Vinny was slow recognizing, and a foul called from the other side down here.
Yeah, the Blast got caught in the change. The ball got played up to Vinny, and 3 guys changed, and he really didn't have an option.
Anywhere to go with the ball.
Yeah,
Right?
so, and Harrisburg recognized that, and they doubled quickly.
Now he steps in with the double team and steals. Here's Dantas. Good kick away and off of Dantas. Good defense by Morgan there, and it'll be a kick in for Harrisburg. Thompson, the corner for Hall. Cavello now, marked by Dos Santos. Midway through the second quarter, the only goal of this second quarter scored by the Blast on the power play. Hunt out for Hall. Marked by Thomas. Of course, if you're just joining us, Elton not in the lineup tonight for the Blast, dealing with a bit of a hamstring injury. And that's what, Lee, you look at the Blast, defensively, they're young in the back.
Yeah, they've had some, they've had some growing pains in the back, and when you're young in the back, you actually give up a lot of goals off the boards because you you're ball watching or you fall asleep a little bit.
Pressure here by Kita. Foul called, and Kita, they picked up his second foul of the half. Kick in for Harrisburg.
Hall has been pretty lively for Harrisburg, looking to take guys one-on-one, giving him some problems down the flanks.
Santana's pass gets away. Blast though can't win it. Now they do. Donatelli. Dantas. Back for Vanzella. Harrisburg pressure Dos Santos. Blast in trouble now.
Harrisburg's playing with more aggression right now. There's
Finally,
no
Dantas just clears and gets it out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, their game plan here has been to high press, and once again, I think the Blast is just holding on to the ball a little bit too much. And part of it is the runs off the ball aren't where they should be. And part of it is the guy with the ball is just dribbling a little bit too much.
Distribution into the corner, comes off the boards, hits that corner. Blast take advantage, and Bello steals. Good ball here by Vanzella. Chested down by Thomas. Dos Santos kicks it away. Strong play by Diesel. SK involved for Harrisburg. Thomas comes out with it. Down the wing. Thomas to the turn, and Perella able to read that and come out and make the play.
He's got to go off the boards there. That's a tough angle.
Well, and the ball actually got away from him there a little bit as the turf is pulled up in that corner, and it kicked away from him unexpectedly.
Morgan pulls Dos Santos down. Foul called. It'll be a free kick for the Blast. Vanzella for Hoxie. That gets by. Mello, though, steals. Hoxie keeps it alive. And tough break. It goes off the boards and into the crowd.
Yeah,
for Harrisburg.
I think Hoxie thought that Donnie was running behind him and kind of dummied that one, I think.
Oh. Time Perella got a break there as it came off the glass in between. Either side, that's a restart opportunity for the Blast.
4 feet of glass, and he hit it.
It's either really good skill or a little bit of luck. Not sure which.
I usually just go with the skill, right? Right? Oh, good ball here. Chance, Mello, blocked. Nice run by Mello through the middle.
Yeah, but as Mello's making that move, Kita's got to get back post, right? He's got to move.
Dos Santos. There's Kita. Hoxie. Good ball here for Mello inside. Taken away. Now Hoxie. Check that was Oliveira. Now he comes off. Mello has it now. Josh Hughes on the floor. Hughes has played well, 4 goals and 2 assists so far this year for the Blast.
So, Paul, have you noticed a few times we have been getting the ball into the target, there's no runs.
No runs, right? Nowhere for the target to go, right?
There's no runs off the target, so he's holding it up, and there's no dangerous runs, and he's ending up having just to kind of play it out. So, yes, you're getting the defense of Harrisburg to turn, but then the ball comes right back out, so you're not creating any movement.
Pereira drives it finally into the screen above the glass, above the Harrisburg goal, so it'll be a goalkeeper distribution. It's a good ball here. Vanzella's forced to come out and play. Stolen away from Hoxie. Ball played into the box, and this should be a free kick along the boards. That was not, I would call that a block and not a direction out of play, right?
No, yeah, it's a block. Mikey got his foot on it, and he's falling backwards.
Still a dangerous spot here. Escobar with the drive to the box. That's blocked. Orlando wins it. And John goes down. Escobar takes it back. Ty Hall, though, can't control. Breakout for the Blast. Dos Santos, time and space. Shot. Now, Perella was right there. That was not well met by Adriano.
I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to go off the boards or if he thought he saw something where he could pass it in.
Pereira that time tried to go around. Could not. Good play by Thompson on that far side.
I would like to see more of that. I would like to see more of Baltimore pressing higher. They have not broken us down once when we've pressed them. I would like to see more press higher up the field from the Blast.
2:46 left in the half. It's a low-scoring game, just a 3-2 game right now. It's amazing. We always talk about this, right? You know, the small arena, yet such low scores.
It's, you know why, to be honest with you, it's difficult. You can't stretch a team out.
Right.
You can't catch them in counters quickly because most teams seem to be sitting back when they come to this arena.
And that's the other thing, too, Lee. I think I noticed good defensive teams stay in front of the goal because you can block a lot of shots because there's not a lot of space.
Absolutely, and when you have a field like this, you know, you've got to pass and move to create a little imbalance. You can't isolate as easily as you would if it was a bigger field.
Dantas off of the bench. Sends it back for Thomas.
Much better movement here.
At the half, Andrew Primrose will talk with Kevin Healy. Dantas pushed off. Oh, Vinny, though, steps back in. Nice effort, though, by SK to keep it alive. Into the Blast side. Shot! Vanzella parries it up over onto the glass and makes the save. Best save of the night for William.
Yeah, he did a good job there.
Rayleigh drive to the corner. Dantas runs it down. 1:20 left in the half. Mello. Quick toe poke off the post. Mello caught him napping.
Off the inside of the post. Now that was just a quick release. That's a Brazilian toe ball special.
Oh, Mello struck it and then put his hands on his head. So close.
Be nice to get one going into half here, but you definitely don't want to give one up.
Yeah, you don't want to give up one up going into half, right?
And then, you know, Harrisburg come out with a little momentum in the second half.
Thomas wins the 50-50 ball. Morgan runs him off.
He's got to be stronger there.
Around Hoxie. Oh, look at this move. Shot off of the post. No, in. It went in. A goal for Morgan. He ties it with 38 left in the half.
Yeah, but once again, Danny is not going to be happy. You have 3 Blast players around Morgan at the middle of the field, and he shrugs them off and then gets in. That's 1, 2, 3 guys, and then he gets a toe poke off.
Vanzella got a piece, but not enough.
Just what we talked about, right? You don't want to give one up going into half, and now obviously Harrisburg has a little bit of joy and momentum going into half.
So Tavoy Morgan scores his 4th goal of the year. ties it up, and once again, Harrisburg scores late. They scored late in the first quarter to tie it at 2. They scored late in the second quarter to tie it at 3. We're all knotted up with 34 seconds left in the half.
See if they try to get a quick opportunity here. 34 seconds left on the road.
Oh, there's plenty of time.
I would put this one up. There you go. Why wouldn't you give it an opportunity for a deflection or a ball out of bounds?
It's crazy, Lee, because you could go back and forth up and down the field twice in 34 seconds.
That's true.
Manzella high to make that play over Hall. Quick distribution chance. Pereira down the wing. Juwan for Hoxie. I don't know quite what he was trying there, but didn't hit it well. Comes all the way back. Dangerous play by Vanzella. Takes it off the line. 2 seconds. 1 second. And that'll do it. The Blast and Heat tied at 3 as we have played one half here in Baltimore.
I'd like to take a look at that last play there. I wasn't sure that Adriano didn't kind of tap that back to William.
Which could have been a restart.
Which would have been a restart
with,
right there.
1 second left in the half.
Yeah.
Well, we are tied at 3. Blast and Heat through 30 minutes of play here in Baltimore. We'll take a timeout, come back with more. We'll have the second half for you after the break. You're watching Blast Soccer on MASL TV.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our mission and passion for 100 years, and will be for 100 more. We help protect Maryland workers because
at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Hey, test, wireless mic. Hey, check now. I'm talking to you on it. That wireless broadcast. All right, welcome back at halftime. The Blast tied 3-3 with the Harrisburg Heat, and I'm down on the field with Harrisburg Heat's president. This feels weird to say, Kevin Healy. Kevin, welcome back to Baltimore.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be back. It's been a lot of fun walking around, seeing everybody again. You know, I love it here. I love this organization, and I'm happy to be back.
All right, so August 16th, you're going about your regular business. It's the off season. Kevin or Pat, your son, comes to you and says, you know, I'm going to retire. I got this opportunity to go coach in Harrisburg. At what point did you start thinking about joining him in Harrisburg?
Yeah, they were talking to Pat for about a month before that, and, you know, it's certainly a tremendous opportunity. Same way, what he did for the Blast and how much he loved this organization in his hometown. To get an opportunity to be a professional coach doesn't come down around all the time. And, you know, he's made for it. He's made to be a coach in this league. So we knew it possibly was going to happen, and he was working through the details and whatnot. And, you know, in the back of my mind, you know, we certainly were thinking about it. But Ed looked at the big picture, too, and Josh, our commissioner, talked to me about if I went up there and helped turn around Harrisburg, it would help the entire league. Because there's some prominent owners looking at our league right now to bring some franchises in. So I'm always up for a challenge, so I was in for it.
All right, so you get the challenge. You're up in Harrisburg now, a team that has a proud history but has struggled really since it came back into the league. The one playoff appearance where they almost took the Blast to the brink in the playoffs. What are you looking to do as you build this franchise back to its former glory?
Yeah, we're trying to build a team on the field and off the field, and it does have a tremendous history. And I was up there to watch it. You know, back when I coached the Baltimore Bay's outdoor professional team, quite a few of the Harrisburg players played for me. So I was up there with my daughter Allison and Pat were up when they were younger, and we'd watch the games. So I know their history and what we're doing, let alone when I was coaching for the Blast. So it's a great town, but, you know, it's been down a little bit in the past. They did have that good run the 1 year on the field. So we're trying to rebuild the field team on the field and off the field. Pat's taking care of the on the field thing and trying to bring his style player in and build it over time. I mean, we're here to try to win every game, but we want to build a champion. You know, build a champion every night and what we're doing. I'm looking to try to build the off the field things, get with people, get the attendance back up, and as we said in Baltimore, earn the right for people to come to our game, and that's what we're going to do by being out in the community.
So as you look and coming from the Blast and really helping build that Blast way of doing things, how do you look at replicating that in the community in Harrisburg? How do you engage that Harrisburg community to bring them back in?
Same thing. You know, we developed a good marketing plan here, and you stay up with the times and what you're doing, but getting out in the community, meeting people, getting people to believe in you, showing that you're going to do what you say you're going to do when you're out there, and getting people to come to our games. And once they come to our game, we have a great sport, and they love the sport. So, you know, it's beating people, getting it in the right hands. We have good programs, what we'll do. Also listening to what they may want too, what we're doing. The other thing is bringing players in that have the right mentality, that will understand that marketing in the community is very important, and being a role model is very important. We did that very effectively in Baltimore and showed that we can win doing that, and we're looking to do the same thing in Harrisburg.
All right, fantastic. Real quick here, 3-3 game at halftime. You got to be excited about that. What have you seen from your Heat on the field today?
Hey, we're battling hard, you know, in this facility, which is so much fun to watch a game in here. You know, we came out and Pat has them battling hard, and they're playing smart. Baltimore's a great team. They haven't lost here at home yet, and you know, it's been a good game, and we're looking for a good second half.
I just realized that, and I don't know if that would be fair if the Heelys took away the last first win here in Baltimore, or took an opposing team getting the first win here. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you know, I got to be honest. I mean, we love to win, and we will win. Over time, we will win. And, you know, if we can pull this game out tonight, that would be great. But, you know, either way, you know, Baltimore's got a fantastic team, and they're going to have a great year.
All right, well, Kevin, we wish you nothing but the best, except for when you're playing here in Baltimore. We really appreciate it. Good luck with everything up there in Harrisburg.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, there we go. Kevin Healy back in Baltimore as he sees the Blast up tied 3-3 with his Harrisburg Heat, and we'll be back with the second half from CQ Arena.
Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast and Heat. A high-spirited affair tonight, tied at 3 at the half. Should be an exciting second half of action here in Baltimore. And Lee, Harrisburg, to their credit, got started and got going quickly here tonight at CQ Arena.
Yeah, listen, I think, to be honest with you, I think Harrisburg has had a little bit more energy. I think the blast has been a step slow here and there, and then we just seem to be a fraction off. We've had a number of 3v2 and 2v1s we haven't.
Here's the first chance, good save by Vanzella, but then a nice rebound goal by David Meller to give Harrisburg the 1-0 lead. And give credit to the Blasto lead. They come back and score the next two in the game.
No, listen, you know, we've had good spells. Don't get me wrong. We've had good spells. We just are used to a little bit more from this team.
Great feed by Mello that time for Thomas for the goal to make it 1-1. And then a great play here as well, Lee, from Andrew Hoxie.
Yeah, smart veteran move. I think he used his substitution to catch them off guard, and, you know, it's perfect timing, and, you know, what a nice goal.
Story of the game, though, 2 goals by Harrisburg to end the quarters. There's one by Escobar at the end of the first quarter at the 13:59 mark to give them the lead. But on the power play, Blast would respond. Dantas on the quick restart there, right on the top of the power play to give the Blast the lead. But then again, Lee, the Harrisburg Heat with a big goal to close the half.
Yeah, a poor giveaway, and then one player fighting through 3 of our guys.
You know, it's one thing that Danny Kelly cannot stand is being out-hustled in a game.
Yeah, listen, it's the one variable you can always control. You can't control, you know, being sharp on the ball all the time. You can't control, you know, sometimes putting the ball in the back of the net because you're just off or the other goalkeeper is hot. But the one variable you can control is your work rate.
Thinking and hustle are free, right?
That it is.
All right, here we go, the second half action. Harrisburg will start it. And as Andrew, you heard the interview at the half with Kevin Healy, the Blast are perfect here at CQ Arena, and wouldn't Kevin and Pat Healy love to walk away with the first victory over the Blast in this arena?
Yeah, Kevin trying to play it down a little bit there, like they just want to, you know, they're in the process of building a team. Give me a break.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Yeah.
If the Harrisburg Heat pull the win out here in the second half, there's a party going on in the Healy household tonight, right?
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Vanzella for Donatelli now. Pressure on Dos Santos. Good movement off the boards. Chance for Dantas now. Vinny turns, crosses, shot, and a goal! Right off the bat, Olivero puts it home, and the Blast retake the lead.
Great execution, working the ball out of the back. I actually thought they might have caught themselves, but...
I'll check that lead. Josh Hughes with the goal, not Olivero. Josh Hughes on the back post to give the Blast the lead. Here's the replay.
What a nice touch by Donatelli, and then a great ball across. When Vinny hit that, I thought he actually hit it a little bit too soft, but the Harrisburg keeper just didn't come out and read it.
A little in no man's land. You got to respect Vinny, right, his ability to score.
Right, but when he plays that ball across, you would think he would have kind of come out there, but great ball, great finish.
Hughes in the first minute for Josh Hughes. We talked about how well he's been playing. His 5th goal of the season.
Okay, I want to come out and see.
Oh, chance there. Mello shoots it over top the crossbar.
So I want to see if Danny Kelly high presses here. I think that he's going to realize that they can put some pressure on them and then have them cough up some balls in their offensive end. And yep, they're stepping up higher from the beginning here.
And there's the turnover. Right on cue, Lee.
My thought process is why give an inexperienced team the respect of sitting back? You know, you got to kind of make them earn it.
Harrisburg pressures again. Good outlet by Vanzella. Thomas behind Mello.
It's got to be a better ball from Orlando. If he plays a better ball back off the boards, it's a quick counter on the opposite side, but he's just got to play a better ball back.
Hall grabs Nascimento by the jersey, pulls him down. Free kick for the Blast. You know, Lee, when we went to break at halftime, we talked off the mic about getting more from your guys, Dantas in particular, and Vinny delivers right away.
Yeah, listen, he's one of your more experienced guys, and in these instances where your team is struggling a little bit, your veteran players have to step up.
Rarely lost the handle, but regathers, comes through, Really fouled. This will be a real nice restart opportunity for the Blast.
Oh, I thought he was inside there. I'd like to take another look at that. Nobody seems to be arguing it. I thought he was inside the arc.
It was close. Here's the replay.
Nope, actually, great spot.
Yeah.
It's close.
It was close. I think that's a good call by the official, though.
Yeah, you got to earn a penalty kick for sure.
Good ball through. Oh, and I think that Perella got a hand on that.
Yeah, a little bit of patience back post. If he doesn't make that run in front, it's a tap in.
Four-man battle along the wall. Orlando jumps in and out. Quick shot by Mello, and Mello just struggling to keep the ball on target tonight.
So 3 great opportunities for the Blast.
Quick
they've got to put one of those away.
Oh, SK on the field quickly there on the quick change. Blast were behind, but SK couldn't keep it on target.
Now Harrisburg's on the rope here a little bit, Paul, to come out in the second half. I really would like to see the tempo continue to be high here for the Blast.
I guess this is a spot where if you're the Blast, you want to kind of put the hammer down. And if you're the Heat, you're going to try to hold on here and try to weather the storm, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to put them under, see if they can handle the pressure. Like right there, if I'm Orlando, I would have went at him. Why not go at the keeper? He hasn't had very good success working the ball out with his feet.
Villa settles on the far side.
Well, and Lee, Danny Kelly agreed with you from the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I figured so. Look at DK likes to go at people. He likes to press. He understands that this is an inexperienced team, but the players have to do it on the field.
Foul here from behind. Caveo pushes Olivero to the floor, so a free kick for the Blast.
A bit of intent there.
I like this tempo, though. I think if the Blast gets another one here, they can really put the Heat on their heels a little bit. We could see the floodgates open.
A good ball to the middle, through the box, no one home.
Great ball, inexperience.
I'll tell you something. Lee to Chantarette, that's a Lee to Chantarette or David Bascom special right there. That's a goal if you guys are on the floor.
You just got to read it, right? So I don't know who was in the middle of the goal there, but they just didn't read the ball off the boards.
Blast fans, play your best and look your best with the latest in soccer footwear, apparel, and
Herrera.
at Angelo's Soccer Corner. Now
Keita.
open in Towson and Columbia.
One touch back for Keita. First touch of the season there. Timeout, Harrisburg. As Pat Healy will talk to the crew after the onslaught for the first 3:04 here in the half.
Well, that's actually a great timeout from Pat, as he sensed exactly what you were saying, Lee, which was they were in a place where the momentum could get away from him completely, and so use that timeout to settle his young team and get them back under control.
11:56 left in the third quarter. We'll back up the break. Blast lead 4-3.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to CQ Arena. Blast lead 4-3. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter.
This will be a good test for Pat Healy now, because the Harrisburg players are kind of getting at one another a little bit. I saw Morgan and Hall getting at it at each other, so it'll be interesting to see how they handle this adversity, especially if the Blast score another one.
Blast steal. Good follow by Santana.
Well, I can tell you, Pat went into the huddle and absolutely laid into his team, telling them their lack of effort starting the second half was unacceptable. And then you saw Nelson Santana, the veteran captain, step in and start to, do the rah-rah after Pat Healy stripped him down. So definitely try to light a fire under his team, and there you see the result.
There it is. See the effort out of the corner. I believe that's Morgan with the goal. Heat right back in it.
Yeah, I think rarely just got caught on the wrong side of Morgan as he was rolling the ball. And honestly, I think that's a little bit unfortunate. That went right between, went right underneath Williams' hands. 99% of the time, he's going to make that save.
So Tavoy Morgan, for the second straight time, ties the game. He tied the game at 3 late in the second quarter, and now ties it at 4 here in the third.
Harrisburg 4, Blast 4.
Here we are again, square.
So, Paul, what a missed opportunity, right? The Blast scores quickly. They have Harrisburg on the ropes. They have 3 or 4 good opportunities to really put them under and behind by 2, and now it's a tied game again because they didn't put the ball in back of the net.
And Lee, how about the timeout by Pat Healy?
Yeah, it was a good timeout. He recognized his team was under the gun, so you got to give him credit there.
And here come the Heat again.
You don't see too many coaches call timeout 3 minutes into a half, but
no, I think that's a little bit of experience, especially not only from Pat, but you got Lester Felician over there who you could tell on the bench was recognizing that as well.
So the Heat and the Blast tied at 4. Quick shot by Meller, Tom Meller that time, and Vanzella parries that away. Clear by Dos Santos. Good follow by Jamie Thomas. Chases Hundelt into the corner. Back heel by Hundelt. Escobar can't win it. Quick turn by Hoxie. Tina was on the doorstep, but the Heat defend that. Touch by Hita goes off of one of the Heat players and right into the hands of Perella.
And Lee, that plays into exactly what you were talking about how hard it is to score when you pack in the box. Heat had all 5 defenders inside the box there.
Yeah, they do a good job of packing it in when they're organized defensively. They're a little bit disorganized in transition, though, and I think that's where the first 3 minutes of this third quarter, the Blast was taking advantage of them.
Hundell with the win. Good follow by Oliveira, though, to steal it back. Here's Orlando. Oh, good touch. Here's Mello. Chance, 2-on-1. Dos Santos to the middle, and Adriano maybe should have shot that one.
You know what? Jonathan needed to advance the ball a little bit more to engage the defender. He passed that ball too early. It gave the defender a good angle on Adriano.
Well, this time Morgan double teamed, and this ball taken away by Mello. Mello leads it for Orlando. And foul called here on Villa. I'm not sure why the Blast didn't say play on here. Blast had the ball in the offensive end, and they blew the whistle behind the play.
It's a bad break for the Blast as they would have had a scoring opportunity there.
Yeah, that would have been a tap in.
Now Mello loses control. Hall. Dos Santos kicks that away. Forces the Heat back.
So hopefully the Blast defenders have figured Hall out. I mean, he's basically going to make a move to his right every single time.
Rubeo turns, that's blocked away. Good clear by Mello. Oliveira. Strips. Good defensive play by Villa there. Thompson. Cut off by Dos Santos. Blast just can't get anything going offensively right now.
No, where they came out the first 3 minutes of the third quarter and they were flying and their transition was great. The last 2 times they got the ball up top and there's no one moving to support. It's almost as if they're content just getting the ball up and then bringing it back.
Distribution by Vanzelis kicked away. Caveo now. Pereira recovers defensively. Quick shot goes into the netting above the glass. Goalkeeper distribution here for Vanzella.
Goalkeeper distribution Blast. All right, fans, we have our winner for the Blast Fan Club autographed soccer ball. Check it out. Here is the winning number for tonight's draw.
Ball taken away by Santana.
2-0-3-5.
Rarely steals. Pereira. I see Dantas just hesitates there instead of moving forward.
Right. Once again, there's no urgency to get into the offensive end here all of a sudden. You think they would have realized after that first 3 minutes of the third quarter that that's successful for them.
Pereira taken down along the boards. Free kick for the Blast.
And you can see Danny Kelly down on the bench kind of urging them to go forward. I can see him motioning that he wants a little bit higher tempo.
Well, nice step over by Pereira down the wing, and just tapped away nicely defensively at the last second there, and into the hands of Pereira. Morgan tries to settle, Rayleigh steals it. Jeremy out of the blast end. Good ball for Pereira. He'll run it down along the far boards. Double team comes, but he gets it away.
Yeah, but that ball from, I think it was Rarely, put Pereira into the boards when he should have kind of put the proper weight on it to put him forward going to goal.
Telly to the middle, heads it back towards the box. Lee, at least stats-wise, Tony Donatelli pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was coming off an injury, so, you know, you don't know how severe the injury was. Maybe he wasn't able to do very much, but he's not as active as he normally is, for sure.
Ciamento, Hughes, cross, Donatelli, couldn't get there to the back post. A good cut in to the middle by Hall. Hall shot, ill-advised shot there, goes up into the netting. Guys get so excited, don't they?
It was a great field goal.
Distribution by Van Zella. We'll see William come forward for one of the few times tonight.
Yes, but right now we have one player up top and no one else moving.
You know, and the other interesting thing too, Lee, with the rules change, chance here for the Heat. Rules change, we haven't seen keepers come forward very often.
Yeah, when you can throw it and catch them from behind, it definitely keeps them in their goal a little bit more.
And the fact that you can't really play the ball across midfield until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that definitely plays.
That plays in as well.
Yeah, plays a part as well. I was rooming with Otto last week in Portugal, Otto Orff, speaking of someone who, you know, we were talking about that, about the rule of throwing the ball. And
now, Lee, did you tell Otto that he would have about 10 goals in this league at this field if he was able to play goal?
I think Otto would have more than 10. Oh my God.
More than 10?
Yeah. I was watching a clip on his computer where he threw it the entire length of the field in Cleveland and hit the back of the net in the air.
Wow.
Yeah. He had a cannon.
Which probably would be like just past midfield in this field, right? Or is that just an exaggeration?
No, it's probably not. I mean, that was a good-sized field at the Convocation Center.
Here's Orlando, hits the referee. Keeps it alive, plays it back for Diesel.
Can you imagine Hector Marinera on this field?
Oh, no. No, well, I mean...
He'd be shooting from the opposite yellow line.
Mellow drive right into the breadbasket of Pereira with the save. And there's a mistake there, yeah. Illegal procedure. Blast will have it. Top of the arc. Well, Pereira that time just didn't throw it well.
No, Pereira's been a little bit shaky with his distribution, both with his feet and his arm. And that's why I would really like to see the Blast press the ball high and have it go back to him and then press him to see what he can do with his feet.
Let's see what the Blast have drawn up here. Hoxie and Dantas at the posts. Quick touch, shot to go! Tony Donatelli on the board, and the Blast take the lead.
That's a great finish, but I gotta tell you, what froze the wall, if you look at this again, what froze the wall was Melo's early run. So they thought that Adriano was gonna pull it back to Melo, and the wall can't move. It freezes that wall. So without that counter movement, maybe that wall gets out there and tries to block that a little bit sooner. Those little things make a really big difference.
Time to goal 10-24. Blast take another one-goal lead. Donatelli's pass stolen away. Thompson, far side. Escobar, pressured by Pereira.
So I would like to see the fiber of this Harrisburg team if they go down 2 goals, because they went down 1 early in the third, and they really started bickering and going at each other.
Another injury. This time it's David Meller who's down. Meller with the header, or the attempted header there, collided with a Blast player.
Injury timeout.
4:02 left in the third. Harrisburg Heat will attend to David Meller. David Meller had the first goal in this game at the 4:03 mark of the first quarter.
You know, he's been a good presence up top. He's gotten some nice shots off, handles the ball pretty well. I've actually seen some nice little spark from him up top. I get him mixed up with his brother. It's number 14, right?
His brother Tom is number 14, yep. Tom Meller also has an assist in this game. He assisted on Julian Escobar's goal that tied the game at 2.
With the card most accepted by top doctors, Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield. At WMAR TV, is Maryland's first television station.
See assistant coach Lester Feliciano out there helping Tom.
I don't know if Lester's blood pressure has ever gone over like 70. He's always so relaxed.
Yeah, it looks like Tom's favoring what, the
right leg.
The right leg. What a dangerous play as he dove in towards trying to get the header on goal. And they might just take him right back.
Well, they're going to take him off the field, but not into the bench area. But there is a back area there that allows him to work with the trainer without coming back into the locker room. So not done yet.
This is an interesting point in the game. You mentioned it, Lee. Blast with a 1-goal lead. He'd have battled. You just wonder if the Blast could get a goal here, how much pressure that really would put on a young team.
Yeah, like I said, at the beginning of the third quarter, they were rattled, kind of going at each other. So let's see what happens here. If the Blast can put another one away, and now you start to get the sense of a team's character.
You know, and this is the point where we start to see the Blast in this arena start to kind of pull away from teams.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the longer a game goes on, the better team should start to put its mark on the game.
Ball through the box, goes to the other side. Hoxie wins it. Hoxie tries to dribble through the double team, but he loses it. And Thompson backs it out for Santana for the Heat.
I think I remember Nelson when he was like 19 or 20 playing in San Diego.
And for the first time, Perella comes across the yellow line, exchanges passes with Santana. Now, Ty Hall, the Blast defensive third, pressured by Pereira. Santana holds. Hundelt to the corner. Morgan spins. Morgan looking for the hat trick. He's got the last 2 Harrisburg goals.
Nelson would probably be a full second faster if he took off all those bracelets. There's got to be 5 pounds of bracelets on him.
Chance here, and William closed the legs down as Morgan tried to go 5-hole, and William said no, no, no.
Morgan's been doing a really good job of sealing off the Blast defenders and turning them. They've got to also in turn realize that's what he's doing. They can't let him get those big paws on him and kind of rotate him and roll him.
Foul on Orlando, and now Peralta's down. He's shaken up. Push in the back by Bo Orlando. Goalkeeper distribution here for the Heat. And that one just ricochets off the turf, the boards, and into the hands of Vanzella. Quickly down the floor.
That was a great throw by William.
Foul called now on Orlando.
Are they calling 2 minutes here?
No,
for
I don't think
elbow?
I don't think they called. the foul or they call the injury?
Injury stoppage.
Yeah.
Are you calling a foul or not?
He didn't rule a foul. He just said injury stoppage, which goes back to when Pat Healy in the first quarter was upset when there was a Heat player down with a head injury, and now they stopped the whistle or started whistling quickly every time somebody goes down. But
this is Vieira that's down. I don't know if we have a replay on this or not. This was a little bit away from the ball.
Now Morgan shoves Orlando now. And here we go. It's starting, and there's another shove. That's 2 shoves now from Morgan, pushing back Orlando.
I think there may have been an inadvertent elbow. I would like to see that. I don't think Orlando meant it, but I think when he got bumped, I think his elbow may have gone up.
So we'll see if this is just a drop ball situation.
Well, the Blast clearly had possession, so. Yeah, the Blast will have the ball.
Lee, do you just rifle a shot here, or do you do the gentlemanly thing and just kick it to the keeper?
You're
just gonna rifle.
I'm not much of a gentleman.
Melo drives it into the corner, or deflected into the corner.
Not on the field, at least.
Well, I mean, that wasn't a situation where Harrisburg had possession and the Blast would have to give it back. I mean, the Blast clearly had possession and they stopped it. That should have been a restart for Baltimore.
No, the proper etiquette there was to do exactly what they did, was to play. Obviously, if Harrisburg had the ball, it would have been different.
Or even in for lack of a better term, a jump ball situation to play it and send it back out. That's one thing. But
Dantas through the double team shot. Oh, and it's off the line. SK with the save of the game for Harrisburg. Foul called on the Blast. SK saved the goal.
That was a fantastic block by SK. I'm not sure he saw much of it. I think he kind of just stuck his foot up. But, man, what a great shot.
He's just hanging out near the goal when they'll hit off of him and prevents the 6th goal for the Blast.
Good things happen when you get back.
Morgan turns, but he's run off. Back for Santana, 1:25 left in the third. Blast clinging to a 1-goal lead. Here's Hall. Harrisburg, nice job with possession time here at the end of this third quarter. Raley puts a hip into Morgan. Double team comes from Diesel. Melo clears. Melo taken down.
This is going to be interesting. Morgan and Raley have been getting into it. Morgan has really been really aggressive and kind of bumping after the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a 2 minutes before the end of this game.
Well, Morgan and Hall have been absolutely going back and forth with the Blast bench. So if it's Adriano and one of those guys, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah, look at the Prima go at it with Dantas. Donatelli in the corner. Tries to win it.
So the ball goes in the corner. Oh, Mike Diesel makes a run through the box, and then we have 3 Blast players like an umbrella around the 3-point arc. Somebody else has got to make a run.
Oh, good ball here. Pereira, cross, behind Donatelli. Tony was lurking there.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the right play. We're in good position. He's just got to execute a better pass there.
Oh, good pass by Donatelli, turned by Dantas. That's wide. 1 second. And that'll do it for the third quarter. So a couple good opportunities for the Blast at the end of the third. They cling to a 1-goal lead after 3. It's the Blast 5 and the Heat 4. Back with fourth quarter action after the break. It's Blast Soccer on MASL TV. And welcome back to Baltimore CQ Arena, where the Blast leads Harrisburg 5-4 after 3 quarters of play. Third quarter stats, Harrisburg was out shooting the Blast all game, but the Blast took over. They lead 14-12 in shots after 3. This is a kind of a weird stat in this arena, only 5 blocks total between the 2 teams in this game. Usually we see more than that on this field, but 3 for the Harrisburg Heat, 2 for the Blast. 12 fouls for Harrisburg, 9 for the Blast, 6 saves apiece for Vanzella and Perella as we hit the fourth quarter.
Yeah, much better quarter for the Blast. I thought they came out with more energy. I thought they were making a concerted effort, definitely at the beginning and toward the end of the third quarter, of pressing higher and trying to keep a little bit more high tempo. I would like to see that a little bit more consistently here.
Blast will start this fourth quarter. Hoxie, Pereira, Mello, Nascimento, and Dos Santos on the floor for the Blast.
Now the Blast have scored 2 quick goals off the beginning of the quarters, right?
Yes.
I'd like to see another one here, see what happens.
Heat clear. Dos Santos calls off Nascimento. Good communication there. A good ball for Hoxie. Heads it to the corner. Pereira runs on. Marked by Hundelt. Forces him back.
And that was missed there as Mello was unmarked in the box.
Yeah, the Blast have got to find a way to punish Harrisburg. They're looking to double and triple against the boards, and the Blast just not getting the ball out quick enough and then rotating it to the open man.
Dos Santos and Pereira exchange passes. Pereira down the wing, off the corner board. Mello flies in. Harrisburg, though, good defensive play. And can they win it? No. Good step in by Hoxie.
Hey guys, everybody down here wants to know, is it snowing yet?
Oh yeah.
You guys see behind it? Oh, it started.
Oh,
yeah, it was flurries when I came in.
Everybody should be fine getting home tonight. Should be really bad later on tonight. Here's Hoxie in the corner. Back for Dos Santos. A little bit of space. Plays to the box. Nascimento back for Dos Santos.
That's okay. That's okay. That's much better. Adriano played the ball, made a run in, didn't allow the double down low by Ricardinho.
See, SK that time just plays the ball down the boards, no possession time, and Harrisburg really gets nothing out of that defensive play. Hughes leaves it for Diesel. To the corner, Santana runs it down.
I like this. Orlando's pressing a little bit higher.
Look at Rayleigh running off Santana.
Oh, he got lucky there.
And finally, Orlando steps into Santana and picks up the foul.
Santana got a little bit fortunate there. He didn't mean to pass it off the boards by 2 of his players to himself.
It worked out for him.
Yeah, worked out great. It was actually good pressure by the Blast and a lucky little pass off the boards to himself.
Here's Nelson. He'll restart it for Hall in the corner. Donatelli strips that away. Harrisburg wins possession. DePrima gives it away.
Here we go.
Orlando with some space. John, toe poke just wide. Loose ball, plays it back for Diesel. Good chance there for the Blast. Defensive mistake that time for the Heat.
I'd like to find Donatelli. Looks like a little bit of a mismatch here.
Hughes. Can't beat DePrima, so he'll kick it back for Nascimento. Vanzella now. Hughes with some space. Cross field, Nascimento, touch to the box. Oh! Header by Morgan away from Dantas. Ooh! Nascimento came open.
Once again, look at that giveaway by Perella. His feet are weak.
Nascimento fouled in the corner.
2 really nice distributions by Hughes there to create both of those opportunities.
Yeah, it was a really nice ball over the top.
Now he's lurking unmarked all the way on the other side if Donatelli can lift it over.
Tries to go through, comes across the box. Quickly rally for Hughes. Quick shot and goal! Oh, that's a weak goal there, but the Blast will take it. Rayleigh beats Perella to the far post, and it's a 6-4 lead.
Yeah, but once again, decent ball movement, right? So quick ball movement, got it out wide, got the shot on target, gave itself a chance.
Now it's Hughes that picked up the goal there as he continued to be unmarked on that far side after the restart.
So the goal for Hughes, his 6th of the season, 2nd tonight. And the Blast lead at 6-4.
Okay, let's see the response here from Harrisburg now. I saw Rick Cardino kind of throw his hands up a little bit there.
And then we'll see, Lee will see what that effect has with the 2-goal deficit.
And there's the Blast with the high pressure.
There we go.
Well, chance 2-on-1 here. Mello.
Bad touch by Mello.
Loose in the box. Perella can't handle and finally cleared.
Mello, it's unfortunate. He had a tough touch. It went into the boards and not toward the box. That should have been a goal.
Mistake here. Good pressure by the Blast. Illegal procedure, top of the arc.
And now the Blast going to quickly press, not give a lot of time. Dantas open.
Rivera's shot is blocked.
Oh, Harrisburg has numbers here. Great recovery by Donatelli.
Paveo plays it for SK in the corner. Santana now with some room. Shot off the back of Donatelli. And it goes out of play off of the Blast, I think. Should be a corner kick here.
No, they're giving it to the Blast.
No. It should be a corner.
Well,
they will. They made the right call.
Ref overruled each other.
Right, yeah, because I saw someone point to...
The near side official said goalkeeper distribution, but they got it right. It went off Donatelli, went up in the air, off the floor.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
Ricardinho might have touched it when it bounced off the floor.
The box knocked away by Dos Santos. Strong play as Pereira goes down. He was fouled, no call.
Well, that's Hall again, who's raising the ire of the Blast, and that foul's called.
Donatelli called for the foul.
Yeah, Donatelli got him from behind there. That was a little bit off the ball. I'm surprised they didn't pull something there.
Well, you wonder if they recognition that they missed the call before that.
Yeah.
Steal by Dos Santos. Can't connect with Donatelli. Harrisburg regroups. Liao plays it back for Hundelt. Santana on the far side, marked by Donatelli. Escobar now. Turn pass for Santana in the corner. Nelson with some time. Quick shot by Thompson goes through everyone. Hoxie. Oh, good ball here. Good header by Thompson to keep it alive. That was a great pass for Pereira, but Thompson able to step in.
It's a good idea by Hoxie, but we've been playing defense now for a couple minutes after the goal. It would have been nice if we held that and got some changes.
Well, Santos does a nice job along the boards.
There we
he
go.
will play it for Vanzello, and then we'll get fresh legs on the floor.
That's got to be one of those things your veteran players recognize, that, you know what, you need to keep the ball in order to get some fresh legs on.
And Lee, I think that's the greatest play in this arena.
What's that?
Is that just that when you're in trouble, just play the ball down the boards into the other end, and then pressure.
Listen, that's just soccer IQ at the end of the day, right? So you have to understand that you have to take the air out of the ball a little bit and give your team a chance to regroup.
Hundelt now, his own yellow.
Remember, it's the fourth quarter now, so the goalies can progress against past midfield.
Ball saved by Vanzella, cleared. Force Harrisburg back.
That's it. So I like this. I like him going out. Let's see what he's got with his feet.
There you go.
Take that. Perfect.
Turnover.
Yep.
Orlando with takes it away from Morgan. Now Rayleigh.
And move it opposite and get there quickly. It's too many touches by William there. That ball has got to get out to Diesel quickly so he can take advantage of that space.
They can't get it to Orlando at the target. Harrisburg reverses field. Hall with a quick touch for DePrima.
Last bench calling for the pressure now, screaming for it.
Morgan has it taken away again, grabs onto Diesel. Mike, though, fights through it. And Hughes, who has 2 goals in this game, settles it for the Blast.
Lee, if you're you mentioned it earlier with the way Morgan's playing now, his arms up in the air, legs tired. If you're watching that, are you driving at him trying to pick up that foul?
Absolutely.
Orlando, shot, saved by Perella. Good save there as Orlando found himself open at the top of the box.
So as a player, you got to kind of you've got to kind of know when someone's on edge a little bit, and you got to you got to try to push him over the edge.
Now Cemento to the corner for Orlando. John pushed off by Thompson. Out come the Heat. Now Cemento with a good win.
Great pressure.
Donatelli. Quick shot. Oh, near deflection as Thomas cut through the box. Goes wide. Good pressure here by the Blast. Thompson clears to an open corner. Both teams change.
When that ball is going back to William, we have nobody showing in the center. The center is wide open.
Dantas does a nice job using the body, but ultimately Harrisburg win the ball. Escobar. Hundelt stolen away. Pereira with some nice defensive moves. Down in the corner for Dantas. Back heel. Donatelli touch for Pereira, but it's just off the mark.
Great ball by Donatelli.
Dos Santos now. To far side, Dantas. Marked by DePrima. And then he plays it back. Blast in no hurry here. They'll possess. And they do this well, Lee.
They do, but honestly, what's been working is really stretching these guys and putting just like that. There you go.
In front and a goal.
Right, so you
Mello.
stretch them, you bring the ball back, you stretch them, you find the ball up front, ball off the boards, runners through the box. It's pretty much that simple.
Here we'll see it again. Great distribution by Vanzella. Great touch by Dantas off the boards, and it could have been either or. It was Mello and Diesel to the near post.
Yeah, two guys crash in the box. Nice little finish.
He's not proposing to anyone. It's kind of weak.
I don't know, are you allowed to propose 2 weeks in a row? Or 2 home games in a row?
Time of the goal, 8:14. Blast lead up by 3, 7-4. Back with more fourth quarter action after the break. You're watching Blast Soccer on MASL TV. Welcome back to Baltimore, 6:42 left. Blast lead at 7-4. And Lee, it's a daunting task right now for the Heat.
Yeah, down 3 goals on the road. Now you're going to have to press a little bit. And this is where the Blast typically opens up a lead, right? So they'll catch them on the counters. They'll catch them disorganized a little bit.
All right, so
I'll be honest with you. I'm a little surprised Pat Healy, knowing how the Blast have struggled with 6 attacker defense in this arena, doesn't have the jersey on yet.
Well, that was my question. Lee put the coach's hat on. When are you going 6th attacker here?
I would probably go 6th attacker at the 5-minute mark myself.
And then it's a situation, too, where you can go 6th attacker, and if you score, you don't have to. You can put your keeper back on the floor for a couple minutes or a minute, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You can rotate them on and off. You know, if the ball goes out of bounds, you can get them out.
Yeah, I'd have a 6th attacker running on right now in this situation.
Santana double teamed, and he kicks it into Vanzella. Williams sucks it up and takes it in the gut there and makes the play.
I tell you what, if that was anybody other than Nelson that had done it to him, William would have been down for 5 minutes. He couldn't let Nelson get that from him, but he would have milked that for everybody else.
Vanzella across the yellow line. Diesel to the corner. Orlando steps in. Donatelli spins, shoots. Oh, off of Orlando. Not sure if that was on target or not.
I was going to say that may have been a block by Orlando. I'm not sure.
Still no sixth attacker jersey on the bench.
Orlando off the boards in front. Header by Diesel goes wide. Rebound by Donatelli off the boards.
So this is where you wonder if being a young coach, you have to have a strong constitution. Sometimes, are you going for a moral victory of losing only by 3, or you kind of have it in you to say, you know what, we're going to go for this, and if you lose by 5, you lose by 5.
Was that foul, Andrew? Was that foul on Orlando?
Yes, it was.
That's his 3rd, I believe, of the half. Keep our eye on that. Quick shot save by Vanzella. And a clear by Raley.
That was a tough save by William. He had somebody running right across the front of him, so great job keeping his eye on the ball.
Still no jerseys. We get to the 4:30 mark.
Thompson loses the handle. Good turn by Cavello. Blocked by Raley.
And here it goes. He's grabbed it now. Holding it in his hand, but still not putting it on.
Pressure.
Of course, Pat played 3/4 of a game as the 6th attacker once.
That's right. After the injury to William Vanzella. Played it pretty well, too. Dantas tries to spin out of the double team, but Hall takes it away. Hall can't. He out-juked himself that time. And now he fouls Mello with 3:48 left.
Hall's a pretty energetic, athletic kid. He's done very well. You know, he gets a little bit caught up in the game, but I thought he's had a pretty decent game.
Oh, turn and score, Dantas.
Wow.
8-4 blast.
What a fantastic turn and a quick release. I think Perella got caught off guard there.
Oh, come on, Lee, you can see him setting this up, right?
Wow, yeah. I mean,
really sets up the defender, and Perella has no chance as he goes back post.
That's his 2nd goal from almost the exact same spot. He had the restart goal from there and put it both on the left side of the net.
Raley gets the assist, his 2nd assist here in the 4th quarter.
So sometimes I wonder with these younger defenders, do they not know he's right-footed? So wouldn't you push him to his left foot inside?
Isn't that the conversation in the locker room before the game, right?
Yes.
6th attacker for the Heat.
DePrima puts the jersey on.
That's got to be. That's an elbow to the head.
And there he is. There it was, and there, Lee, you called it.
And Morgan pushes Mello into the boards, and I believe he gets a card for that.
Listen, if there's anyone who ever knows somebody's about to lose their mind, it's me.
Check that. It wasn't Mello, it was Pereira.
Well, and then Mello, he shoved Mello after.
It was Mello,
Mello
right?
went
Yeah.
down into the boards
Pereira
with a
went
shove.
down, and Mello's down too on the boards. That's right.
Yeah, I think Jonathan just baited him into that. I honestly don't think he's hurt. I think he more threw himself into the board
I think Mello's okay.
Then actually got hit.
Lee, that Mello fall reminded me of the incident in Stockton when Timmy Whitman pushed the official.
So actually, it looks like it's going to be 1 card on the Blast and 2 cards on Harrisburg. So it'll be a 4-on-3.
We'll wait for the calls. Nelson Santana is beside himself near the penalty box.
How did Juan get one? Did he get a blue card for getting elbowed in the head?
Everyone's confused. I mean, you can see down there that everyone is just beside themselves that are going to the box. Pat Healy's yelling at the officials. And now the Blast bench wants an explanation. Andrew, can you help? Andrew, what do we got?
Juwan's coming in. It's going to be a 4-on-4.
Really?
So 2 blue cards. So Morgan gets the blue card, and then Juwan's getting a blue card.
Wow. 4-on-4 lead advantage Heat, right? More space on the floor.
Well, they're not sticks to attacker at 4v4.
Well, they should be, right?
I was going to say, absolutely. Yeah, there goes the sixth
And DePrima
attacker.
gets that jersey back on.
Yeah.
Who gets the ball here?
I don't know, but the Blast have 5 guys on the field.
So maybe he got unsportsmanlike
So
for speaking.
So if Morgan gets the, here's a question. If Morgan gets the penalty for pushing Mello after the play, doesn't that give the Blast possession?
Yeah, but the first initial foul was on the Heat.
Evidently not.
For
Evidently they're saying the first foul was on Pereira.
I thought Juan got elbowed in the head, and that was the first call. There's no way it had. Obviously, I think they've made a mistake here, but the first foul had to be on the Heat because Morgan hit Juan, knocked him into the boards, and then Mello came, and then they got, or not Hall, but Morgan, and then they got into a little bit of a scuffle.
Yeah, but didn't Morgan push Mello into the boards? Did Mello make contact with Morgan?
I got in his face.
Okay. So here we go, 5-on-4, fifth attacker, I should say, I guess, right? That shot goes wide. This is a big break for Harrisburg.
Absolutely, because I thought they were going to be a man down here, which would have kind of nullified any sixth attacker.
There's a drive. Ooh,
wow,
off the
what
side
a save.
of the post.
No, that was saved.
I think it hit
William
the post.
pushed that.
There's Santana. DePrima again, another drive, and William parries that over the glass.
I think Mello and Donatelli have to step out a little bit further.
DePrima for Santana.
Right, yeah, there you go, right around that three-point arc.
Played in, that's kicked away. Here's Mello. He's taken down. Santana.
Watch back post.
Corner, kicked away. Oh, I thought we're going to tee that one up. Instead, Santana has it. Move to the middle, but that's taken away by Rayleigh. Jeremy to the middle. Rayleigh chips it. Oh, just wide.
Very nice effort. Good composure.
2:20 left, 49 left in the Coincidental Miners. So Santos blocks it over the glass. Kick in, restart here for Harrisburg along the far boards. 2:17 left. Heat chasing 4 goals. DePrima to the corner. Mandela blocks that away. So Santos dribbles to the corner. Taken down, foul called. Free kick Blast with 2:05 left.
Safe to say they have this one wrapped up. It's just whether they're going to put in an insurance goal, and I'm sure Danny doesn't want to give up any more goals here.
Thomas goes out of the corner, shot to goal! Off of DePrima into the back of the net, and that'll do it, 9-4 Blast.
Great individual effort there.
Always talk about shoot the ball at the sixth attacker. No matter how weak of a shot it is, they're not a goalkeeper.
That's very true. Although I beg to differ, when I was in goal, I felt pretty confident.
Yeah, but you're confident, but you're thinking about offense, right? That's why you're on the floor.
True, that is true. But I also spent a lot of time in goal after practice just joking around in there with shots. So,
Why? What's going on now?
Coincidental Miners are over.
The Blast, yeah, it should be.
Well,
yeah, they released the Blast penalty.
No, not yet. Evidently.
Yeah, neither penalty is released. It's 4v4 still.
Right, neither penalty is released on the goal, so they'll put the time back on. I'm not even sure how much time was left, to tell you the truth. But there was time left on the 4-on-4. And they'll have to figure and sort this out.
There we go,
32 seconds left on the coincidentals. Hundelt in the corner. Heat have their keeper back in net. 4-on-4 soccer.
So what's your thought with putting the keeper back in, Paul? I mean, at this point, you're a young team at the beginning of the season. Do you continue to work on it so you may need it later in the season?
I would think, at some point, I think some coaches just call the dogs off, and want to play straight up. Don't want to lose by 8 goals or 9 goals. Is that demoralizing for your team?
A loss is a loss, no?
That's what I would think. Hughes taken down, foul called, 1:11
And
left.
there's Morgan again. Didn't wait long after getting off the bench.
I've seen stranger things happen, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's got to be at least his third and a half, not the fourth.
Blast will hold on here and remain perfect at CQ Arena in a full season and some games.
Guys, who's the player of the game?
Well,
got Josh Hughes,
Josh
2 goals.
Hughes with a couple goals.
Vinny Dantas, 2 goals.
Vinny Dantas and a couple of assists as well. Dantas with 2 and 2.
Jamie has 2 goals as well, doesn't he?
Jamie Thomas has 2 goals, yes.
Yeah.
Jeremy really has a couple assists. I would have to go with Vinny Dantas coming back. Didn't play in Toronto because of the visa issues. Comes back tonight, goes 2 and 2, and really steps up. We talked about at the half the key players for the Blast having to step up, and I think Vinny Dantas did that. Is he scored a goal and 2 assists after the break.
Yeah, listen, he had some clutch goals at key moments in the game to put a little distance between the Blast and the Heat. So
he had the game-winning goal assist. Or check that, he had the assist to make it 4-3. He had the insurance goal and also the goal on the assist on the goal that made it 7-4. So it's over here in Baltimore. The Blast win at 9-4. And if you're asking me, Andrew Primrose, I'm saying Vinny Dantas.
I'd second that one. I think, like I said, Vinny scored some clutch goals at the right time, and that's what you want from your veterans.
Blast moved to 3-0 on the season. 13-0 all-time here at CQ in the regular season. And they have 2 more next week here at home against this Harrisburg Heat team next Saturday, and then against Mississauga on Sunday next week.
Yeah, I think, this is a good win for the Blast. Puts them at 5-2.
Utica City won last night. They're 6-2, so the Blast a half game out of first place.
So they have a chance here for a nice little winning streak. Put themselves hopefully at 7-2 by the end of next week.
Blast broke it open in the second half. It was a close game. It was a 4-4 game. Late in the third, Tony Donatelli scored to give the Blast the lead heading into the fourth, and then all Blast in that fourth quarter. 4 fourth quarter goals by Baltimore to seal the deal.
Yeah, I would like to find out from Danny if they were making a concerted effort in the second half to press a little bit higher up the field and to get a little bit more of a high tempo going in the second half, because that's definitely what it seemed like.
Tony Donatelli gets the game-winning goal for the Blast as he scored the 5th goal of the game late in the third quarter. And Vinny Dantas 2 goals and 2 assists for the Blast. Standing by Andrew Primrose down on the field with our player of the game.
From what I understand, with 2 goals, 2 assists, is Vinny Dantas. He's down on the field with our Andrew Primrose.
All right, Vinny, 2 goals and 2 assists. Let's talk about the first goal. Restart opportunity down on the far goal here. What did you see with the one-man wall?
I mean, it's a power play situation, so it's a 5v4. There's going to be people open, but I felt like there was too much room not to shoot, and just knew where the space was and capitalized on it.
All right, fantastic. Now, you've played against Harrisburg many times in your career, but that's the first time you've seen Pat Healy on the opposing team. What was that like going against your teammate?
Interesting. Pat, he knows a lot about the game, no doubt about that. He knows a lot about what we do, but, you know, we don't change what we do, we just do it really well.
All right, fantastic. Now, you got to play this Harrisburg team again next Saturday, and then you have a Sunday game to follow that up. What's it like playing games back-to-back on 2 nights in a row?
I get to see you guys twice in the same weekend, so I'm very excited about it. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, well, fantastic. Still undefeated here at the CQ Arena. Congratulations on that. We'll see you next Saturday night, Vinny.
Sounds good. We'll keep it that way.
There you go, Vinny Dantas, the player of the game. You know, we talk about that too. That first goal by Vinny, that was the big turning point in the game. The Heat had just come off of a power play where they couldn't convert. They commit the penalty on the other end. Right off the bat, right at the beginning of the power play, they score, and that kind of changed the momentum in that first half.
No, absolutely. Number one, I think it gives the Blast a little bit of confidence, and then, you know, it puts Harrisburg on their heels a little bit. I give Vinny a lot of credit when, when you have a 3-on-1 overload on one side of the field and you're on the ball, to take a shot, you really have to see an open shot, and he did a great job. I mean, he placed it perfectly. He saw that Perella was behind the defender, and did a great job.
Now the Harrisburg Heat played a gritty game tonight. Tavoy Morgan played outstanding, had their 2 goals to tie the game at 3 and at 4.
Yeah, listen, he's a big body. He uses his body well. He hooks the defender and rolls them. I think it's something that Danny will probably talk to his defenders about, just not letting him turn centrally when he's up against the board. But no, listen, he's a handful. He receives the ball well out of the air and on the ground. He's a good target guy.
Game closer than the final score indicates. This was a 5-4 game late in the third. Blast able to pull away in the fourth and win it over the Heat by a final of 9-4. That's going to do it here from CQ Arena. Blast in the win column. They moved to 5-2 on the season, a half game behind the Utica Football Club up in New York. For Lee Tashantaret and Andrew Primrose, I'm Paul Mittermeier saying so long. Once again, our final. Blast 9 and Heat 4. We'll see you next Saturday here at CQ Arena when these two teams do battle again. You can watch it right here on MASL TV. Good night, everyone.